Hello, Hope. Happy Monday.
Hello, glad to be with you. How are you
Uh,
doing, Muriel?
Doing great. I thought to call you just because we were doing this theme for the Labor Day party of Gilligan's Island, and your dad created the whole series, right?
Yeah, and wrote the theme.
And wrote the theme song. So
Yeah.
part of the deal is we had to choose what character we were. So how am I as far as a Marianne? Need,
Well, you're a little
need the
bleach
da-
blonde of
I
it,
need
but
the dark hair. Oh, come here, Brian. Oh, we happen to have Gilligan here with us. Yes.
and I guess I'll be
Hey Hope,
Ginger.
how you doing? Yeah.
And yeah, you could easily be a ginger with your hair. That's naturally that way. Yes.
When we did the Gilligan's Island musical, the first reading of it, I played Ginger.
Oh, you did really?
Yeah, yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Well.
Well, Laurence and I wrote the score to the musical,
Ah.
and we put it up in a little theater, just a reading of it, and I played. I got to play Ginger, so it was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. You would be a perfect ginger.
Oh, thank you. I
Well,
appreciate that.
it's amazing that at the party, just about everybody knew the words to Gilligan's Island. Can you
Yes.
imagine that? And it's we could maybe have everyone sing along with us here, as we do. How about if I sing the first verse, Brian, you can join me here, and you can sing the second verse, and then we can see if we can get everyone.
Oh, you want to
Look
do
at-
you first and then
Or,
me?
I could just do the first line, and you can take it. Okay, just here. We want to get Brian in the picture here.
No, we don't.
Yes, yes, we do. We want to get Brian in.
I
I mean
might-
Gilligan in the picture.
Gilligan might go fishing or something.
Okay, everyone sing with us here. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
A tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship.
The mate
Was a mighty sailing man, skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour.
a 3-hour tour. Everyone join us here. Very professional. That's all our neighbors. Wow, I tell you.
You know, it's really funny. Everybody knows the words, or they think they know the words.
They think they know. Okay.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is actually something in the theme that everybody gets wrong.
Yeah, what is it?
I got it wrong too until I saw what my dad actually wrote.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's the ship set ground on the shore of this. It's not.
What is
It's the ship's aground.
The ship aground.
The ship's aground on the shore because you can't really set ground. You can set sail, but
Yes.
you can't. You don't set ground.
Ship aground.
The
Okay.
ship's aground. The ship's
Ship's
aground on
aground
the shore. Of the, yeah,
this. Ship's aground. Okay, I had that wrong too.
everybody did.
Yeah,
I had it
right.
wrong. I'll show you how I know that it's
how do you know?
actually right.
Oh, that's the original lyrics.
Yeah. These
And
are
your
the
dad's-
original lyrics that my dad wrote them, and he drew little pictures of each of the sentences, the
Oh,
lyrics.
wow, that's a treasure.
Yeah. I have all sorts of Gilligan treasures.
Oh,
I grew up on the set of that island with all the castaways. I used to go there almost every day after school.
not everyone can say that, you know.
I know.
Yeah,
It's-
that you would
it's
hang out
got
with the
a
castaways.
special place in my heart.
Yeah.
So I've been working up a mash of my dad's biggest hits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls.
Oh.
All of them had hair of gold like their mother, the youngest one on a 3-hour tour.
Brady Bunch. He wrote the Brady Bunch too.
Yeah. And he wrote
Yeah.
the theme to that too, yeah.
And you did a live version of the Brady Bunch on stage, didn't you?
Yeah, we have a musical of the Brady Bunch, a Very Brady musical, and we
Yeah.
have the Gilligan's Island, the musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, we. I'm going to put on my glasses here, if I can find them. There they are, and see if we can take some. I know we've got some notes from people popping in, and yes, Neil wants some more pineapple coconut cocktails. Yes, with that, and Tex says that they sing that tune in the memory care unit.
More people know the words to that than the national anthem. It's really crazy.
Oh, than the national anthem. Wow.
Yeah.
I think you're
That
right.
wasn't the original theme to Gilligan's Island. When Gilligan was first made, the first pilot that was made, it was a different theme, and it was three different actors too, and they recast it, and then they redid the theme with George Weil as a composer who worked with my dad. The original composer was Johnny Williams, John Williams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah,
So-
but
so
he
that
also
was-
did all the the do 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 that John Williams. Yeah.
Wow. So I had just recently, Brian's brother pulled up the original version, which was this very island Latin sounding tune.
Yeah. Very calypso kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the original theme. And
Altogether
it-
different.
Yeah, it really didn't. It didn't stick. So
It's well, the thing is, it wasn't something that you could all sing to.
right.
Where this one you can.
Right. It was also geographically inappropriate.
Oh, okay.
Because it was very much more on the Caribbean kind of side of things rather
Yeah.
than the sea shanty Pacific Ocean kind of thing. So
Right. And we've got just a bunch of people are chiming in saying, their memories of Gilligan's Island and watching it with their daughter. And Neil asked, did Jerry Van Dyke turn Gilligan down to do My Mother the Car?
yes, he did. Yes.
Ah.
Dad's first choice for Gilligan was Jerry Van Dyke. And when he was offered it, he had been given two scripts. He was given the Gilligan script and My Mother the Car. And he thought that Gilligan was never going to go anywhere, so he jumped on My Mother the Car, and it was canceled after the first season. But yeah, he was the first choice. And when the network's executives first started suggesting Bob Denver for the role, my dad had only seen him in Dobie Gillis, and didn't think he would be an appropriate kind of person to put in that role. But then they went out to lunch together, and after that lunch, my dad said, he's perfect. No problem.
Ah,
Yeah.
great.
Do you know
Oh,
who
yeah.
the very hardest person to cast was in all the Castaways?
Who?
It was the skipper.
The skipper. Oh.
It was the skipper. And there's a really good reason when you think about it. Because you got this big guy, and he's always hitting this little guy on the head with a hat, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to still love the skipper.
Yeah.
There's not that many actors that can pull that off and still be lovable when they're beaten up on a scrawny guy. So when they brought Alan Hale in, he was the one who nailed it. They had cast all the other characters, but they just couldn't find the skipper until they found Alan Hale, because he was like a big warm teddy bear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he really was. Yeah. We want to say get well to Dan, who is actually, he is sponsoring this week's Monday Live. So a special get well to you. And
Get well, Dan. I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, so he's got a cold. So we,
Ah.
okay, here, do your Hope, do your little magic things and get and make Dan well now.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
There we go. Now you're well.
Okay, good. I know that'll work. It works every time. You've got something magical going about you. I always love the story of how you met Laurence. A lot of folks here know Laurence Juber, played with Paul McCartney and Wings, and you and Laurence and I have been friends for a long, long time, really. And so, would you mind telling the story of how you met Laurence?
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
It's an epic story.
It is really epic. This is great. And then I have some requests to play some tunes. One from you, Hope.
Yes.
I know. Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Right.
but okay, how I met Laurence. It all started when I was 7 years old, and I was watching Ed Sullivan, and the Beatles came on, and it just magic. I think the whole world just stopped and went, "Ah, what?" And I just fell in love with their music. I thought they were magic. They were my band, and that just continued on through all of my schooling. My college thesis was an entire play composed of Beatle lyrics. And then when I graduated college, I started writing, and I was trying to sell scripts and shows and stuff, kind of following my dad's footsteps, although I really didn't want to work with my family. I wanted to do it on my own. So I was busy taking meetings and pitching shows and stuff, and then all of a sudden, John got killed. And I just stopped. I went into such a big depression that I wasn't coming out of it, and my parents were getting worried about me. And one day my mom called up and she said, "I know what's going to make you feel better. Why don't you go get your hair done?" And I was like, oh my God, I'm having this existential breakdown. My mom wants me to get my hair done. But she meant well. I knew she did. And so I said, okay, if you make an appointment, I'll get my hair done. So I went to Beverly Hills, and I was getting my hair done by this man, and he was, working on my hair, and he said, "What's the matter? Why are you so sad?" And I said, "I've been extremely depressed ever since John Lennon was killed." And he said, "You know what? I have one more client. Go downstairs, walk around the block. When you're done, I'll be done, and then let's go have a cup of coffee and we can talk." I thought, okay, that's nice. He was really very nice. So I went downstairs. I start walking around the block in Beverly Hills, and I wasn't looking where I was going at all. I just had my head down, and I walked straight into somebody, and it was like, bam, and I'm standing on a pair of boots, and I look up, and I'm standing on Ringo Starr in the middle.
It's like,
I know. I was absolutely
yeah.
speechless. I mean, of all people, I'm literally standing on his feet, and I apologized, and then I said, I'm so sorry about John. And I turned to leave, and he said, "Hold on a minute, can I talk to you for a minute?" So I came back. He was there with Barbara, his soon-to-be wife, and he started telling me all about his relationship with John Lennon. And he said the thing that was really, really pulling you through right now was that he was focusing on work. And he had this album that he was working on, and as long as he focused on the work, and he could just continue and get through like one day at a time. And he was just so sweet to tell me this and give me this kind of pep talk. And I thanked him, and I went home, and I was thinking about it a lot. And a couple of days later, I get a call from my dad, and he said, "I want you to come be a writer on this show I have opening." And I always had, as I said before, I was like trying not to work with my family, and I was going to say no. And then I thought, well, this whole encounter with Ringo, maybe this is the opportunity that I need to work. Maybe I should do this. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay. So Dad said, okay, it's a Brady Bunch spinoff, Brady Brides, and we're shooting at Paramount, and can you be down there next week? So I said, yeah, I'll do it. So I went down to Paramount. I started working on the set there, and our big soundstage was right next to the Mork and Mindy soundstage. And I ended up in a dating relationship with Robin Williams. And he was going to New York to do World According to Garp, and he asked me if I wanted to come along, and I said I was in the middle of filming, we couldn't leave. And so he said, well, if you go on hiatus or something, just call my house. There'll be somebody house sitting, and they'll tell you where I am and let me know that you're coming. I said, okay. So we went on hiatus. I give his house a call. This woman answers the phone. She has a very thick accent. Her name is Charlie. She's from England. And she said, oh yeah, Robin said you'd be calling. I'll let him know you're coming, and I'll tell you, here's where he's staying. So I go off to New York. And one night, Robin is doing an interview for World According to Harper. He said, I'm going to send you to this club to wait for me. I said, okay. So go to this club. I'm sitting at the bar. It's Catch a Rising Star, which is kind of this comedy, sometimes music club in New York, in Manhattan. So I'm sitting at the bar waiting for Robin, and I'm talking to this woman who's a singer, and she said she's working with these 3 musicians, and oh, here they come. Do you want to meet them? And I said, sure. So these 3 men walked towards me, and Laurence is in the middle. And it was one of those movie moments where everything else got all hazy and disappeared, and it was just him and me, and I forgot all about why I was in New York, forgot all about Robin, ended up walking out with Laurence. We go to get something to eat, then we go back into his apartment, and there's this big Wings poster. And I said, well, wait a minute, that looks like you. And he said, yeah, I was in that band. I was very surprised. And then he started telling me about this album that he just finished working on with Ringo. So that album that Ringo was talking about, Laurence played on it. And then we were talking about ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, stuff like that. And then he was saying that he had this one ex-girlfriend who was staying in LA at Eric Idle's house. And she's doing an album, and her name is Charlie. And I said, no, she's not at Eric Idle's house. And Laurence said, what do you mean? I said, she's at Robin's house. I spoke to her right before I got on the plane. So I was on the phone with Lawrence's ex-girlfriend, and having no idea that I was just about to meet him. But that's how we met. So it's kind of long, but hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, that's more detailed than I had before. I love it. I mean, and the other details are just crazy spectacular as, just like some people were saying here, it's synchronicity,
Yeah.
And, I have lots and lots of that in my life, but I think you've just topped me on the synchronicity world,
And after I met Laurence, I wanted to stay another week in New York because we were really getting along very well.
Yeah.
And what happened, that is also a thing, because my dad, when he was working as a writer in LA, he went to New York and he met my mother, and he fell instantly in love. And he did not want to leave. He wanted to stay an extra week to court her. So when I called up, I said to my mom answered the phone, I said, I'm going to stay another week in New York. And she yells, hon, she's going to stay another week in New York. And I hear my dad yell back, she's going to marry him. And my mom said, what him? She didn't say anything about a him. And my dad said, she's staying another week in New York, there's a him and she's going to marry him, you just watch.
Oh, wow.
And that was 44 years ago.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, before I play the tune for you, I wanted
Yes.
to show you a little bit of the regatta, and that is the whole purpose of this weekend, that the Gilligan's Island themed weekend, and we'll see how Brian did. Brian is in one of the striped boats here, and so here's a little moment from the regatta, and we'll be right back with the tune that you requested. Okay, right.
Did you call me? Yep.
On that, although he did get the trophy with his team for the it's kind of a Pirates race where they tried to sink the other boats.
Oh,
Yes, and then capture the flag, and I almost got it. I almost wrestled it away from Brian in the water, but he got it at the end. So I was amongst the landlubbers.
but there were no shipwrecks.
No shipwrecks this time. Yes. Oh no. Although no, Brian's dinghy was submerged actually. So yes, there was a shipwreck. His dinghy was submerged, and I had to swim out to retrieve the shield and that was shielding him against the water balloons and water guns. So it was drifting out to sea, so I had to go swim out and retrieve it. So that was my bit.
Well, it looks like a great day of fun.
Oh, it was a great day, and then we had a live band, and then there was a surprise. Let me see if I have it here. They had these dancers joining us. Okay, everyone dance along. Okay, everyone dance along here. That means you. Don't just sit there. Yes. And pretty soon, all the neighbors started joining in. So, yeah, I know. I'm seeing a future here. I don't know about Tony over there. This was really meant to be just for the girls. I don't know what. You know, my neighbors never did stuff like this. This is just Brian's next door neighbors and other ones, and the little kids too. Isn't that great? So, okay, everyone. You all winded now from dancing with us? All right, I'll grab my harp guitar and play for you. And then we have, I think, another couple of requests here. There we go. Hang on, I'll get my harp guitar. I'll be right there. Let's see. I know I played this for you a week or two ago, but this was Hope's request. Étoilait la nuit, prends te palais bleu et gris, on regarde un jour d'été, avec les yeux qui connaissent mes ténèbres, ombre sur le bois. Est-ce que son trésor, le fleur, le brise et les frissons d'hiver, à hauteur des rubans Blankensuccolais. Maintenant je comprends. C'est que sous cessé de me dire, tu as souffert pour santé d'esprit. Essaie de les libérer. Ils pouvaient pas, ils n'ont pas su. Peut-être que jamais plus. Ils ne pouvaient pas t'aimer. Mais ton mot était vrai. Aucun espoir n'était laissé en vue. En cette nuit étoilée, t'es pris ta vie comme au fond souvent les amants. J'aurais pu te dire Vincent, ce monde jamais t'est fait pour quelqu'un aussi beau que toi. All right. I'll put my headphones back in so I can hear you again.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. I don't think I've done that in French for you before.
No,
Yeah.
it just, but I understood it anyway, and it made me cry anyway.
Oh, did it? Oh. Yeah. I just, I really should translate it to Dutch because Van Gogh was originally Dutch, even though he lived in France, you know. So.
It's just so amazing that he had no idea how successful. When he died, he hadn't gotten any fame or success. It was just so amazing the artwork that he did, and that he wasn't able to actually enjoy it being, appreciated.
Yeah, and it is so appreciated now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, really is quite a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of story as me meeting Laurence, but
Yeah. Oh, right. Right. Well, let's see. We've got a bunch of notes here coming in. I'm going back here. Let's see. It's talking about Grace O'Malley sailing up the Thomas River. Let's see. Okay, we're I guess talking about shipwrecks and such. Okay, and and coming back. Here's a question. Let's see. The question is if I'd had Alistair at Emerald Guitars hook me up with a harp guitar. Yes, not only one but two. One that I have back here, and I just had the pickup repaired because I had thought at first, since it's a carbon fiber guitar, that it would double as a flotation device, but I found out that indeed it does not. So we got capsized in the dinghy coming to shore in Maine, and the guitar, I got it out and got all the seaweed out of the guitar from out the strings, and the guitar was fine, but the pickup wouldn't work anymore. So I just got my pickup replaced, and it's back, and very durable for when Brian and I go on his sailboat. Yep. And I just ordered a second one. I'm planning on picking it up the end of this month in Norway. So I'm playing some shows in Norway. And a festival in Norway, and I'm having them ship it directly to Norway. So I'll be playing all my shows on it. and I should come home with a second emerald harp guitar. So they are really nice sounding instruments for not being wood, and that's been really handy to have on the boat, especially when we got capsized. Yeah. So, all right, thanks. Other notes here. I'm looking at this. Okay. Um, let's see. Yes. A bunch more folks saying greetings, and another question about the Brady Bunch that came up is how did your father end up being a part of that?
He created the show. What happened was he was reading the newspaper one morning, and there was an article, and it said that for the first time in America, blended families were as many as the traditional nuclear family.
Oh.
And a light bulb went off in his head, and he said, "It's a TV show." And he ran to the office. He wrote down. He did a treatment. He ran to the Writers Guild, and he like literally like leapt out of the chair, because he thought that every writer in Los Angeles was going to be seeing this and going, "Yes, this is a TV show." So he ran quickly to the Writers Guild, registered it, and then he wrote up a whole, the rest of the show that he had in his mind, and he went to each of the networks and tried to sell it, and each one rejected it, said no, they'll never buy it. With a blended family, they'll never buy it. And then after about a year or maybe even more of this, there was a movie that came out called Yours, Mine, and Ours, and it had Lucille Ball and I think Henry Fonda in it, and it was about a blended family. And it was a huge success. And Dad's secretary got the Variety that talked about this movie and was really hesitant to tell my dad about it, because she said, here's like the same idea, and it's a huge success as a movie, and I don't know how to tell you that. And my dad said, "Are you kidding? This is the greatest news. They're all going to want to do it now." And sure as he said that, the phone was ringing. And he got offers from each of the NBC, ABC, and CBS wanted to talk about doing the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Well, that was I remember watching that all the time. I mean, that was like one of the standard ones.
I was Greg's girlfriend on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
When he went to the drive-in, I had frogs on my head, and
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Wow. And so how many episodes were you in?
4.
4. Okay. And David says that his last name is Brady, and he got really ragged when he was growing up in high school.
Yeah.
Yes, right. So cool.
At first it was called the Brady Brood.
Oh.
That was the first title, and then Dad wanted it to be the Brady Bunch, but the network thought that bunch sounded too much like the Wild Bunch, like a cowboy thing.
Yeah.
They didn't want it to necessarily be called the Brady Bunch. But then after a while, the Brady Brood just sounded kind of like heavy and dark. And so they said, okay, we'll go with Bunch. And now you don't even really think Wild Bunch. You think Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Well, it is getting a little dark here, speaking of dark. And so I think we should start winding this to a close. But I wanted to say that when you were talking about meeting with Laurence, 2 great blue herons flew right by. I mean, literally right by. Maybe 8 yards away. Yeah, so I could see every detail of them. I hadn't seen them fly this close ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there were 2 of them. It was
2 of them, yes.
Me and Laurence.
That's right. That's right. The magic continues.
Yeah.
And back before I met Brian, you remember that I considered you and Laurence among a very small handful of people that I admired as a couple. And it was just hope that there was such a thing as a real loving relationship. So you were real examples of that for me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I remember hearing that.
Well, we love you, Muriel. We love you too, Brian, wherever you are.
Yes, he's back there. And David asked if Brian ever races the sailboat. Yes, we were invited to join a sailboat race when we were in Maine, and we came in 4th place. Yep. There were only 4 boats.
No.
But anyway, we did come in 4th place. Right. So, yes. So, so I'll finish off with a tune. Oh, maybe before I do, one other thing that, we had a bunch of games this weekend, and I entered the pie eating contest. So, yeah, there's us all. And Brian entered the coconut stomp, and neither one of us won on that. So Brian was out as well. But he did win a trophy together with his partner here for the Cornhole Championship. So, yes, those are great sporting events of the day today. So, well, I'm in a drop G tuning, so I'll say, what can I finish? Oh, you know what I'll finish off with? Since this was a Hawaiian theme, to go along with the Gilligan's Island theme. So I'll finish off with my tune, Hawaiian Lullaby. Okay. I have to drop down to slack key tuning. This is called Wahine tuning. I'm down to drop C. Well,
That was lovely.
thank you again, Hope, for joining us.
It was nice,
And-
nice to be here.
Yes.
Hello, and goodbye to everybody out there.
So long. We'll see you next week, everyone.